We're all okay. Look, the calendar is finished. It's all done now. We're ready. Yep. So, okay. Are we ready? Okay. So yesterday we talked about the arithmetic sequence. And we found that the arithmetic sequence had a difference of D. And we found that by taking the second term minus the first term, or the third term minus the second term. So this is the formula for an arithmetic sequence. So if I look at what I'm given, I want to fill in the formula. So first of all, this is A1. What is the difference between them? -5. So the second minus the first is going to give me -5. So I want to fill this in. So I get A sub n equals, what is my A sub 1 term? 2 plus, I don't know how many terms. So I just filled in the formula. Yeah. So, okay, so that is what I was just getting ready to do. So this is, in general, the form, right? If I multiply this out, so when I do that, this is what I get. And this is what I want you to notice, because sometimes on the test problems, it's going to give you this, and it's going to ask you what's the difference. Where did the difference end up being? Always next to the n. So when you're given an arithmetic sequence, the D is always going to be in front of the n. All right? I mean, yes. Okay, this is like the easy part. We're not even to hard part yet. So let's go. No. There is no hard part. There is no hard part. All right. I want to find the 36th term. So I need to fill in the whole formula. And so what does my n equal? 36. What does my d equal this time? -6. And what is my a sub 1? 10. So my 36th term is going to be 10 plus 36 minus 1 times the -6. If you multiply all that out, you get -200. Okay. Okay, so here's the formula. So what am I given? I'm given AN. I'm given A1. So I'm given everything except the n. I just have to find the n. Are you still checking my math? Oh my gosh. Thank you. It's all right. Somebody should check my math. I got 14. Because when I subtract 16, it's negative 28. So 14 and 2 makes 16. Not always, but this time I am. Okay. So what am I given this time? So I don't have, look, I don't have A1. What else do I not have? So you don't have A1 and you don't have D. Okay, so for here, okay, the 4 and the 13. Okay. Because I wanted to. All right. Okay. I don't have A1 and I don't have D. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill this in. I'm going to fill this in with what I do have. So my A sub n is 20. And I don't know A1. But I know that the n there is 4. So for the second one, because this n goes with this one, and this n goes with this one. I did. Okay, so once I have 2 of these, I need to find the A1 and the D. So this is a system of equation, and so we don't want to do anything hard like substituting. Clearly we couldn't solve the math problem above, so we did not want to stress ourselves. But what I can do is I can multiply the bottom times -1, and I think you can all do that, which makes the A1s cancel out. And this will leave me. Okay. Yes. Okay, so I have the D now. So which term am I looking for? A20. So I need to find A20. We didn't find A1 yet either, have we? So how do I find A1? So listen, if I know this is 5, if I put 5 in here for D, right? I have 4 minus 1, which is 3, times 5 is 15. If I subtract that, what's A1 equal to? So I'm going to use 5 plus 20 minus 1 times 5. So I get 100. It is. Okay, So I'm going to go to really easy now, okay? Yep. Okay, so if I want to find a mean, what's another word for mean? Average. So if I'm going to find the average here, it's a space. So it gives me the average is 4 between the two. But on the next one, what I want to do is I want to insert 3. Okay, you were talking, so you be quiet. So I'm doing 9 and 3. And the way I do this is I have to find the D, and that'll space them out evenly for me. So this is A1, and this is A5. So if I have A1 and I have A5, can I find the D then? That's the only thing that's missing. Okay, so I have A sub n, which is 29. My A1 is 9. So my n is 5 minus 1. So D is the only thing I don't have. I got 5 from here. It's the 5th term. So it gives me D is 5. Which means if it's 5, I'm going to add 5. So that gives me the 3 averages between. Okay, so I have 3 problems left. If you'll just hang here with me for 3 more problems. Okay, so everything we've done so far is we just found individual terms. If I want to find the sum, that means I'm going to add up the series. And there's going to be two different formulas. So here's the first formula. So the first one is if you have the first and the last term, and the second one is if you only have the first term. So the first term says, find the sum of the arithmetic sequence series below. So I have the first and the last, so I'm going to use this one right here. So I have A1 and AN. But what do I not know in that formula now? So S means the sum, so I don't know the N. So how do I find the N? You do. How? So we're going to use this to find the sum, but you have to find the N first. And you have to use this formula. So I don't have what? How do I find the D? We're not quitting. Right, because you take 6 minus 3, and that gives you D. Yeah. So to find the N, I'm going to multiply So these cancel, and my n end up being 33. So I'm just going to plug this back in. Okay. So the sum of the whole series, so if I added 3 to 99, it would be 1,683. The sum. We're doing sum. We switched from term to sum. Yeah, let's just go with it, okay? So this time, what's the form? Do I have the last one? I don't have the last one. So I just have this one. So I'm going to take n over 2. So how many terms did it ask me to add up? 48. 3? Well, I can add 4 plus 8 plus 12 without doing anything. Oh, that would be too easy. So we're going to use this formula. So this is what I'm going to use. So my n is 48. My a1 is 4. And what's my d this time? 4, because 8 minus 4 gives me 4. So when I fill this in, yeah. N is 48 minus 1. Oh my gosh. That's why I wrote it down. Okay, I'm just going to save you all the thinking. We're going to use this on this one right here. Okay? So it says it wants to find the first 60 terms. And the reason I know that I'm going to use that, first of all, it's the easier one to use. But also because I can find the first and the last term. And I can find the first and the last term. For those of you having a hard time, watch carefully. A1 is going to equal, wherever there's an n, I'm going to put 1. Find the first 60 terms. Are you talking to me? You shut your mouth. I'll move my head when you shut your mouth. Jeez. All right. So if I put 60 in the n, oh, plus 1. Because 4 plus 1 is 5, Devin. Because 240 plus 1 is 241. Oh, for the love of